welcome to this week's video. For this week I wanted to make a crow art doll, and that may sound really random, and that is because it is random. I don't have a specific reason for making a crow, other than I think they're kind of cute. Like the fact that they really like shiny things, and they're really just big smart chickens is really funny to me. Anyways, I'm starting off with some foil to put my clay on because it bakes a lot easier and it saves me clay, which is great because clay is actually very expensive. Here I'm just putting on a little layer of clay so that I can work off of it. I also added a foil beak because I tried to sculpt without it and the beak just ended up being like really floppy and hard to sculpt, and it didn't really stay where it was supposed to. I'm using polymer clay because it's very light when it's baked, but it's also pretty hardy. It can break if you drop it hard enough, but from what I've found, dropping it doesn't really do much, so it's pretty tough. After smoothing out his face sufficiently, I'm going to add some details like his nostrils, his beak texture, his feather pattern, and some little peepers so he can see. Once I'm done with all of the texturing on his face, I'm going to put it in the oven. And now we can start on the body. Well, at least the skeleton of the body. I'm going to make an armature out of armature wire, but mine is not super strong, so I have to twist it together. This is actually pretty common. After lots of twisting and some wrist pain, we now have enough wires for his body, and we can start assembly. I am very sure that there's a better way to do this, but how I do it is untwist where I want to put another piece and just slide it in and twist it back up. I do this for all of the pieces and then adjust if necessary. After assembling everything, I'm going to add some hot glue to where each of the wire meets so that it doesn't fall apart or stay wiggly. This also ensures that your armature will stay strong. After that, I'm going to put a little hole in the back of his head to attach the armature to. And usually I would use my wire cutters for this, but oddly enough I lost them. It must be karma from using them incorrectly in the last video. After that, I simply attach the armature to the head with a big glob of hot glue. As it dries, I make sure that the head is in the position that I want it to be, because it's hard to change afterwards. That hot glue is tough. Now it's time to bulk up the body. Usually I would use quilt batting for the entire thing, but I'm running low, so I'm using foam for the main body. Honestly, this works just as well as quilt batting. It's slightly less flexible, but for the main body, that's not a big deal. Next, I'm just going to trim down the foam because I want it to look crow-shaped and not cheese-shaped. I also put a little bit of weight into his booty because his head happened to be quite heavy and I wanted him to be able to stand. And now I can start adding strips of quilt batting. It's really simple. I just glue down one end of the quilt batting and then wrap it up, and then glue on the other end of the quilt batting to the body. Now I'm going to start painting his face. It's mostly black with shades of gray as highlights. I'm also going to paint his eyes, which there are a few ways you can do it. You can paint or put paper on the back before you bake it, but I don't know, it makes me nervous, so I haven't tried it yet. Or you could paint over it like I am doing. I'm going to paint his beak very dark gray. This is because I want it to contrast, because real crows do have contrast between their face and their beak. Unfortunately, it's really hard to get that because finding different shades of black for paint is actually surprisingly difficult. For his wings, I'm going to use these pieces of mesh and glue feathers onto them. I'm going to be following a vague pattern of what a crow's wing would look like. This process was really relaxing, but it also took a really long time because I had to cut each individual craft feather at the end to make them pointed and glue them down. I'm only doing 2 layers of feathers on the top so that it can easily be folded, because I want these wings to be very posable. Later though, I will add one other layer to the bottom of them so that you can't see all the gluing lines in the bottom of the feathers. After I finish making 2 wings, I'm going to set them aside and make the feet. I'm making them out of this really cool plastic material. I can't remember the name at the moment, but basically you put the beads in hot water and they melt and then they're malleable. It's very cool, although you do have to go really fast, which is why I did most of it off camera, because I've never used this stuff before and it was very new to me. They are 2 different sizes, but honestly, I'm just happy that I was able to figure out how to use this material. This stuff took really well to paint, which actually surprised me because usually it's really hard to get nice even layers on plastic. But no, this stuff worked really well. After his feet are dry, I start sewing on some faux fur. I don't bother with a pattern because duct tape is just really hard to work with and I honestly don't like cutting out fabric, so I'm using the go for it method. Usually I won't sew on camera because I don't really like to, but I thought it would be fun to see the process, and also it doesn't really make sense unless you see it. So basically I'm just making a tube and cutting arm and leg holes for it, and then sewing it down the middle. I I did decide to trim the faux fur off camera just so that I could do it over my trash can, because this faux fur gets everywhere and it's really hard to clean up because it sticks to everything. Finally, we're to the part that I've been waiting for the whole time, which is gluing down the wings. I've been so excited about this, especially since I made the wings and they came out so much better than I thought they would. And basically I'm just gluing it down to the wire. After I glue it down, I'm going to glue some other feathers on the bottom of it so that each side looks really nice. I'm also going to add a piece of faux fur around where the wire is because I want it to blend in nicely with the body as well as hide the wire. The final touch is to add the tail. I just glued 2 feathers on top of each other and cut it down to the right shape and glued it into the little bum. After sealing the eyes with some resin and making sure everything is in its proper place, it's time to see the final look. I'm so happy with how he turned out. He was so much fun to make, and unfortunately I don't have a name for him, so if you have a suggestion, drop it in the comments, and when I have enough, I'll let you guys vote on them. Thank you all so much for watching, especially those who made it to the end and are hearing this. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. See you next week. Bye!